Hello everybody, here we are today talking about the Dallas Stars and whether or not they have something good brewing in Texas. So before we start with it, please make sure to subscribe if you're new to me or hockey, whatever the case may be. That being said, let's get on into it. So the Dallas Stars are a team that's been pretty good since I've had my channel back in 2020. I made it when they had that huge break before the playoffs. The Stars have made the playoffs every single season except for one since the channel's begun, and they have made it to a conference final on 2 occasions, making it to the Stanley Cup final as well 1 time. So not too bad, as they right now are looking to possibly win their first division title since the 2015-16 season, as they battle it out with the Jets and the Avalanche, and the Avs and the Stars are really right there at the top, as the Jets are on a 5-game skid. But anyway, things are looking really good here, as the team is on pace for 109 points and again looking to really do something. But that being said, what do the numbers tell us about how good this team is? Well, offensively, things look very good, as they are 3rd in the league for goals for per 60, and they are 15th in expected goals for per 60, meaning they are scoring goals at a higher rate than expected. However, at the same time, I do kind of want to highlight the fact that Ropa Hintz and then Matt Duchene are having years where they're scoring a higher rate than what they're expected to. So that is not a big concern to me. Hintz is a guy that's got back-to-back 37-goal seasons, so I'm really hoping that he gets 37 again and just stays there. But somebody that's been a big-time goal scorer for them in recent memory. And then Matt Duchene is a guy that maybe not every year will have a lot of goals, but has the potential to be a goal scorer for a team. Duchene is here in Dallas, where I said this could be a good value add for him, and for those two, that kind of equates to why their goal total is higher than their expected goal total, so I'm not really worried about that. As for their power play, probably could be cleaned up a little bit. They're 13th in the league on the man advantage, but they have scored in 4 of the past 5 games. Defensively, things get really interesting here, as they are 13th in the league for shots against per 60, which is not really a good thing, meaning they're giving up a decent amount of shots, and they are 15th in goals allowed per 60. So with what we've seen in Dallas in recent years, you're thinking, okay, maybe this could be a team where they have a low goals against per 60 total. Right now it's kind of average. You would say that there are a few things that are weird about this. According to all 3 zones, if I read the chart correctly, only the Chicago Blackhawks allow the most zone entries against per 60 ahead of Dallas. So Dallas is allowing more than 30 other teams, Chicago being the exception, allowing more than that. So you're looking at this and saying, okay, well, they allow a lot of zone entries, they give up a lot of shots. Clearly, it is the team's defensive style of play. Not really. I mean, there are some things that they could probably fix, maybe trying to be better at zone entry defense or trying not to allow so many shots. But in general, they don't really allow a lot of high danger chances. They keep things relatively clean. A lot of this comes down to goaltending kind of being an issue here. Scott Wedgwood, as much as I hate to say it, has not had a great year. His record would kind of cover that up a little bit. And if you just looked at his record, 13-5-4, you would say, okay, well, Wedgwood has been a good goalie for them. I mean, there's been some nights where he's had good affairs and good outings, but the thing is, his goals against average for the season is 3.08. He has a save percentage that is below 900, and is somebody that out of the 42 goalies in the NHL, might be 47, I will check, but out of all these goalies that have played at least over 1,000 minutes, he ranks 35th. So, bottom of the pool there in that bottom 4th category. So what are you, in the 25th percentile, which is not a good thing. And with that, you have seen since the start of the new year, Wedgwood has a save percentage of below 880. So that's kind of a problem. Now, it's not all on him. Jake Ottinger, a guy that has really impressed a lot of people in recent years, is not having a good year. In fact, he's on pace to have probably his worst season statistically in a lot of categories. It goes against average, save percentage, quality starts percentage, all these things. I don't really have an answer for that right now at the moment. Goalies can have good years, goalies can have bad years. There's been some games where he's been peppered, but at the same time too, in the playoffs, you might have a game where you get peppered a lot and you can't afford to have a bad game. And so for the Stars, I'm really hoping that they can get some consistency in between the pipes and have Ottinger, a guy that they really value, and I think a lot of us do value as a goalie, be a steadying presence for them as they hope to make a really deep playoff push. Now, aside from the goalie talk, we can kind of get back to positive things, that being the fact that they are possibly going to be getting their first 50-win season since that division-winning season back in 2015-16. They aren't officially on pace for it. They're on pace for like 48 or 49 wins. However, at the same time, they are at a spot where they could go out there and do it. If you hit 50 wins, does it mean anything? Not really, but some people will say if you get to 50 wins, I view you as more of a serious threat. That being said, something I did want to add on into this too is, according to moneypuck.com, out of 103 lines in the NHL that have played at least 250 minutes together, the Stars have a line that ranks 11th, that being the Marchment, Duchesne, and Sagan line. Very impressive there, as they've scored teams 32-17 in that run. I don't exactly know what is going on there because it says it was all at full strength. I would have imagined they would have, possibly played sometime together in a different scenario where they would have scored at least one goal, but that's what it says according to naturalstattrick.com as well. So not exactly sure what's going on there. Either way, good thing that you're really happy about. So with Dallas, are they brewing up something good? I would say yes, and the things that are going well for them, they have an easy remaining strength of schedule to close out the year. It ranks like top 10 in the league for easiest, or right around that mark. On top of that too, I went to multiple websites. I couldn't find any major injuries the team was dealing with, so I hope the team that has a history of making runs in recent years, that is got an easy schedule, you got to feel pretty good about that and where the Stars are possibly headed. Now, that being said, I got to be honest, the fans could care less about making the playoffs. They want to make it. They know they're going to make it. It's more about getting another deep run going and possibly winning the Stanley Cup for the first time since 1999, the second time in franchise history. We know that they can get to the conference final. We know that they can get to the Stanley Cup final. And we know that they will probably be a top team in the West in the NHL on any given year in recent years. But it really comes around the trying to win the cup and ending their cup drought, which I know doesn't seem like that long, but at the same time, it's been a minute. So this is more about the mindset of, we have a good thing brewing, let's keep things going. I really like what they've got going with their top six. I really like what they've got with their decor. A lot of people are really excited about what's going on there. I think Ottinger is a goalie that, if he's hot, I would probably put money on the Stars to go out there and win the cup. I think Ottinger, when he's on, is that good. So Dallas is really, really in a good spot, and this is a team that over the past 2 years especially, I've really been picking as a Stanley Cup possible or potential candidate. They aren't going to be the favorite, and I don't think that they have the star power to match up with every single team, but they have plenty of star power of their own, and we can see any team go on a run. I think Dallas is poised to possibly go out there and do it. And I'm hoping that maybe they can, because last year I think they might have been my pick to either go to the Western Conference Final or the Stanley Cup Final. So, we will see on how that goes. Now, as for some other stuff, I just thought it was funny. This is totally random. You can probably click off the video if you want to at this point. I went to a festival back in October, and I was just surprised by the amount of NHL jerseys I saw at the festival. I live in an area that's not traditionally super big into hockey, but, there are fans. But I saw fans from all around the league, like 8 or 9 different teams there. I did see a Stars jersey, and I just thought, man, would it be so cool to interview these people about what they thought on the team. Say, random Stars fan, what do you think about Scott Wedgwood? Do you think that he is going to be a good backup goalie for them? Do you think he could fill in for Ottinger come playoff time or something like that? And they'd say, well, random interviewer, I do or I don't. Now, I don't think that I would ever put out any footage if somebody said, oh, I just like this as a jersey, or I don't really know a lot about the team. I'm not there to be mean, but it would be really fun to hear feedback from total strangers about the game. And while I was excited thinking about that at work, I realized that there's probably one big issue that I hadn't even thought of at that point. The biggest being, I'm pretty sure there are some strict copyright rules about music being on in the background. And if you go to any concerts or venues or just festivals in general, there's going to be music playing everywhere. So as excited as I was for that, to possibly get to talk to total strangers about hockey at an event, just wherever, because I go to a few things around during the year, I realize that chance is probably slim because music being in the background. But anyway, Dallas got good things going for them, and I am curious to hear your thoughts on them. Do you think that they will be a Stanley Cup contender, or do you think that maybe they are a fraud? Let me know down below in the comments. Also, please make sure to like this video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new. Everybody stay safe. Have a great night, and you go love hockey, alright. Goodbye, Brigadiers and Brigadettes. This is your captain signing off. Have a great night.